We spotted it. It happened. We found the dentist. Vicarja, Chris and I'm dumb. Hi friends, my name is Chris and today I'm going to be telling you about the time that I found P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney.
Sydney. P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney.
So how did I get to this point in my life? The short answer is I don't know. The long answer is a few weeks ago my friend sent me this photo that was circulating around the internet and it looks like this could be legit, like a real address. So P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney is an iconic reference to the movie Finding Nemo. And I just thought, oh my god, my jaw dropped. I was like, this is a real address. I've never actually thought about looking it up here while I'm living in Sydney. So is it real? Could it be real? We decided to investigate. So move over, Nemo, because today we're finding P. Sherman. Finding Nemo was a film released by Disney Pixar in 2003. Or 2003 if you're not Irish. 2003! That was so long ago. You heard me right. 2003. I was so spooked when I just was like, oh, let me just Google the movie. 2003? It's almost 16 years old. It can drive, it can drink in a lot of European countries. It seems like only yesterday that my auntie brought my sister and I to go see the iconic fictional fish on screen. But no, it was 2003. The movie is full of memorable quotes like,
I shall call him Squishy and he shall be mine, and he shall be my Squishy. He touched the butt. Just keep swimming.
Mine.
Fish are friends, not food.
Nice.
But perhaps the most memorable quote of all is,
The mask said.
P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney.
P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney. Maybe it's because Dory repeats it so many times, or the fact that it was the first time she could remember anything despite having short-term memory loss. Either way, it's something that stood out in the movie, and when I was younger, the only two addresses I knew was my home address, which I'm not disclosing, and P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney. So I've been living in Sydney for close to 5 months. I have never heard anyone reference the address, or even, you know, I've never even heard of a Wallaby Way, which is kind of weird because obviously I've been here for so long that I would have, you know, maybe picked up on that. So my expectations weren't too high. But when I saw this photo, I just thought, this has to be real. Like, you know, it looks so legit. It looks like you know, a photo someone just took on their way into the office, and I decided I needed to go find the world's probably most famous dentist. So the first thing I needed to do was to find a friend who was as crazy as I was and who had the same obsession with the Academy Award winning film. So after much deliberating and some interviewing, I finally decided to hire Caitlin to join me on the hunt. It was perfect because she's pretty much Dory, which would make me Merlin, I suppose. To be honest, it was more of a double Dory situation, but I won't get into that. The first thing we needed to do was to go to search the address on Google Maps. So, me being me, type it in, no results. Wasn't too shocked because, you know, hadn't heard of the address before, never heard of a Wallaby Way, been here for a while. So I've been living quite close to the heart of CBD, which is probably in and around where the dentist's office will be located because it'd be close to Sydney Opera House like it is in the movie. So my hopes for Google Maps had completely diminished. It was not until Caitlin suggested that we take out the P. Sherman part that we got a hit. Fun fact, the team that worked on Finding Nemo used the name P. Sherman because it sounded like fisherman in a Filipino accent. Come through, casual racism. So we researched without the P-Sherman and we got a hit. It seemed like this could be more of a cakewalk than an extensive search. Until we realized the address was not what I searched. It was 42 Way Road, Sydney. So, and it was in the Blue Mountains region. And although the Blue Mountains are lovely and I've been there several times before, I've never actually hit a Way Road, but I was pretty confident it was not the correct location. So we went back to the drawing board. We just tried to think about the movie. Was there any landmarks we could follow? Possibly we could triangulate the location of the dentist's office from the landmarks in the movies, you know, what was there. So after we had rewatched the movie, we revealed a really important landmark, which is obviously the Sydney Opera House.
Sydney? Oh, sure.
So with the help of some fish, Dory was informed that Sydney was where the Opera House was and they had to follow the EAC. That's the EAC. Get the circular key to get to where it's located. So we were off. We boarded the boat at Piermont and set sail for Circular Quay to the Opera House. transport time was approximately 30 minutes, so we took the time to look at some of Sydney's iconic landmarks.
Her name's Fashion. Fashion. And what do we do with fashion? Pose.
Before long, we made it to Circular Quay, and then we had to do the obligatory sightseeing, despite the fact that I've been there maybe about 50 times, like no joke. And I also spent New Year's Eve there.
2019!
So the first thing you need to do was to find P. Sherman. I mean, obviously, because I spent $40 on this t-shirt and I'm spending the time now recording a YouTube video for it, and obviously I went out to do it, so let's get into that. So there is actually no Wallaby Way in Circular Quay. So we decided we would search the neighbouring streets from the Opera House to see if we could find any dentists that were close by. Coming up in no luck, we decided we would contact some of the local birds who ended up attacking us. Mine! So it was back to scouring the street. So one thing that we knew is that the office couldn't be on the ground floor, even though there was a lot of dentists around the area on the ground floor. It needed to be one on at least a second floor or above, but probably from judging from the movie's window angle, it had to be on the second floor. So we decided we would go around and look for some places, because Nigel the Pelican brought Marilyn and Dory. He swooped them into the second floor, opened that window and snatched. So we went back to scouring the streets, couldn't come up with anything, so we decided to get a milkshake. We were feeling quite defeated at that moment, so I sat there and drank my milkshake and thought, maybe I won't do this YouTube video, you know, maybe this is a dumb idea. But then I thought of another of Dory's catchphrases that helped give me a second wind.
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Dory, no singing.
Dory. I love to swim in.
Dory.
When you want to swim, you want
See,
to
I'm gonna get stuck now with that song. Now it's in my head.
Sorry.
We were hit with such a sudden burst of energy that we thought maybe, you know, it might be possible to achieve this goal. It seemed impossible. All hope was lost. We just kept swimming, walking up and down the streets until we spotted it. It happened. We found the dental office. We found what I would believe, I would put money on, I won't put my money on it, but I would put someone else's money on this, but this would be the dental office that at least inspired the dental office in the movie. The harbour's not too far by. It's on the second floor. It's near this opera house. Like, this must be it. This must be the famous dentist office. It's real. So to conclude the video, did we find a dentist's office? Yes and no. No, we did not find P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney, so I will be binning this. But what we did do is we did find a dental office that was near the opera house and was on the second floor and very close to the harbour. So judging on that information, we found the correct dental office. And what I have concluded is that since the movie's released in 2003, all we can assume is that P. Sherman had to join the Witness Protection Program, had to change the name of his street and change his own name so he could protect himself. Since his address was, you know, worldwide famous and he couldn't have all these people showing up.
It's a complicated emotion.
Okay, so that's a bit of a stretch, but I feel like this is probably the closest we're gonna get to finding P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney. If you think you can find P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney, or if you think you've found it, please let me know, because I'm still very interested. This is the closest I feel like I'm gonna get. I'm very proud of myself in finding this one on Caitlin, you know, shout out to her. Let me know what you think. Do you still remember this address? Because I think, like, I'll never get it out of my head. So obviously this was just a fun video to, you know, try and find this fictional address. If you enjoyed it, make sure please to subscribe. It means a lot to me, and to like this video and share it with anyone else who's ever seen Finding Nemo. If you would like one of these t-shirts, I'm currently selling mine. And remember, the most important advice since 2003 all the way up to now, just keep swimming. That was so dumb.
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. What do? We swim, swim.
Dory, no singing.
Dory. I love to swim in.
Dory.
When you want to swim, you want
See,
to
I'm gonna get stuck now with that song. Now it's in my head.
Sorry.